Hey guys, how's it going? So, as promised, I will be telling you my thoughts on the new Brad Pitt, Joseph Kosinski film F1, which is starring Brad Pitt as Sonny Hayes, Javier Bardem, and Kerry Condon as tech director that is working alongside Javier Bardem and Brad Pitt. So, my history with actual Formula One racing movies is that back in 2013, I mean, aside from watching Cars, I hadn't really watched many racing films growing up. And my very first experience of watching a Formula One racing movie or a movie based on races in the past was actually Ron Howard's Rush, which, if you follow me on Letterboxd, Rush is one of my all-time favorite movies. And I recently just watched it like a day or so ago before I saw F1. And having watched that again, I really enjoyed the story, the dynamics, and the character building that when you had I'm trying to think what was his name. It was Daniel Bruhl. It was one of Daniel Bruhl's first roles in acting. So going into that, I was like, okay, I've seen F1, and I'd heard that Joseph Kosinski was working with Jerry Bruckheimer, and they were calling this movie essentially. They were calling it kind of like, let me put it over here. They were calling it essentially the Top Gun Maverick of F1 racing movie. So going in, I was like, okay, I wanted to see high octane racing thriller. Wasn't expecting much of the story, but I wanted the visuals. Guys, I got to say this with my glasses off. So I didn't see this in IMAX, but I saw this in a smaller theater, not like a Lindsay theater where I've seen it on a much smaller screen, but like a Cineplex screen. And even that, I'm watching this and I'm like, this is some of the best racing that they've showcased on film. Like, it's like phenomenal because when you're seeing the racing scenes, you are in the cockpit, turning around the sides, and the music's going, and there's a really good score by Hans Zimmer, and you really feel the adrenaline of being in a Formula One race car. So that is really cool. But back to my sunglasses back on. But back to my overall thoughts of the movie. So, like I said, I really enjoyed the F1 Formula One racing aspect of it. That was really well done. I really liked the chemistry between Brad Pitt, Javier Bardem, and Kerry Condon. They made a good dynamic. The main kid, who's like a younger part of the team, I couldn't really care for him, and I found myself throughout the movie, I was watching it, and I'm like, every single scene with the racing, I loved the music, the score by Hans Zimmer, and the new music additions. I think it was like one of them was Ed Sheeran, and he had a song in there that was good. So the intermediate, like, best I can describe. You remember Jerry Bruckheimer films? How they had that tone where it was like high octane racing action, and then kind of like generic story where he's trying to get back on his luck, he's finding a love interest, and that kind of story. So expect that. So if you like those kind of movies, you'll probably love F1. But for me, I was expecting more story coming out of it. And like I said, it's like I like the F1 racing aspect. I love the music dynamics of it, and I somewhat enjoyed every other scene in between the racing that kind of narratively connected it all together. But yeah, so that was my quick review of F1. If you like the F1 racing movies, that kind of stuff, I would recommend. I'm actually starting a new review system on my channel. So the five review things I'll be kind of having is that my favorite films will be like, say, see this in theaters opening weekend if you can. The second one will be best I can say, like if you want to see it, like I go to the library a lot, but not everyone has a library. But if you want to see this, I'd say buy it on Blu-ray or watch it on Blu-ray if you have the means of watching, or say like do a rental online. Or my third rating would be, say, streaming on Netflix or Disney when it's actually something you pay for. And then four, if the movie's so bad that I don't know, not even the dog would want to watch it. So, but F1, I'd say, you know what? I'd say see this in theaters if you like F1. If you like F1 racing and a good story and music. But if you're not into F1, I'd say watch it on like premium rental at home, and you still have a good time with it. So yeah, that was my quick review of F1. So stay tuned because I've got my two big films of the summer are coming up. I'm seeing Superman this Friday. So I guarantee it that as soon as I see Superman, I will get that reaction out. I will let you know, and that will be a big, in-depth, out of the theater reaction for Superman to let you know what I think. And then I'm seeing Fantastic Four end of the month, and I'm seeing these both in IMAX. So that will really showcase the full capability of Galactus and the DC Universe world that they're building. So yeah, let me know in the comments below what your favorite Formula One racing movie is, or just racing movie in general. What your favorite Jerry Bruckheimer film is. What other movies you're looking for to the end of the summer. And if you like the kind of content I'm putting out, like, subscribe, and share around to your friends, and let them know that I'm starting to grow this channel out for more movies. And yeah, and stay tuned. Thanks.